Welcome back to Cheddar's Opening Bell. The post-COVID spending boom might be coming to an end as consumers realize spending more money than they should isn't the best idea, and that the pandemic is still very much here. Financial advisor David Peters joins us now to discuss how we can be smarter about our money as the pandemic rages on. And David, tell us more about the trends you're seeing when it comes to consumer sentiment right now.
Well, I think what you're seeing right now is you're seeing a lot of nervousness. The Delta variant, I think that all of us hoped and kind of thought that COVID-19 might be over, might be in our rearview mirror. And what we're figuring out is that it may not be. And so we keep seeing the surge in cases for the Delta variant. And I think a lot of us are looking at that and saying, you know what, it may not be the best time to spend money on, big ticket items, things like homes, cars, dream vacations, things like that. So it's just maybe not the time to really extend ourselves like maybe we thought that, we kind of thought things were going back to normal, and now we're kind of realizing that maybe that may not be the case.
So retail sales were worse than expected in July, dropping 1.1%. What do you think is driving the downward trend in spending?
Well, I think there's probably two things. I mean, the first one is COVID. I mean, people are not sort of willing to extend themselves and take on a lot of debt and really go out and spend money. I think, we're still all kind of scarred from the pandemic, and people are worried about, their own future job prospects and their own financial future. I think that that's part of it. I think also, too, what you saw is you saw a lot of money flowing into the economy from our government. And I think a lot of folks, I think, have kind of wondered when does how much of that is our economy sort of being propped up and how much of that is sort of real growth. And I think that folks are nervous that everything may not be as positive as we initially thought.
So I want to talk about meme stocks real quick because they don't seem to be going away. The craze is still very much here. So what advice do you have for people who are interested in investing in stocks like GameStop and AMC?
So first of all, I would say that I don't see anything wrong with you investing in things that you're passionate about. I mean, but the thing is that you need to be comfortable with the economic realities of the risk that you're taking on. If you invest in any single stock, you take on the risk of the market, which we typically call systematic risk, and you also take on the risks of those individual companies. For the right portfolio where it fits in with the rest of the things that you are doing, I think that, it could be fine. But the thing that I would worry about is just the risk involved with the stocks that you mentioned. And I would say that about any individual stock. So just make sure that you just have a good understanding of kind of that you are taking on a large amount of risk, by investing in any single stock. Diversification is still, is the best way to get rid of risk in a portfolio for sure.
Now, millions of people are quitting their job. As you know, it's being called the Great Resignation. As a financial advisor, do you warn your clients against leaving their jobs? What kind of advice do you offer?
No, not at all. I actually, it's if you have the opportunity to move up, if you have the opportunity to do something that you want to do, I don't necessarily see a problem with that, and I wouldn't necessarily, dissuade a client from doing that. The only thing that I would say, though, is that the Great Resignation. I don't know that you're necessarily going to see people leaving their jobs at record levels forever. And so if you're going to do it, if you see an opportunity, make the move. But, again, you might be in a little bit more demand right now, but I don't know that that's necessarily going to last. So if you're going to do it, make the move, get it done, and get to a job that's, that hopefully that you're more happy with.
Now, Fidelity recently reported its retirement account balances have hit record highs. Do you think more people are thinking about their future, and what advice do you have for those wanting to invest in retirement?
Yeah, so I think that I think that people are thinking about their retirement more. I think that people are looking at their financial picture more, maybe than they have previously. I think that that what people have realized through the pandemic is that we jobs may not necessarily be as stable and sort of necessarily a given in our lives, and so therefore we want to be more cognizant of how we're saving and especially for retirement. If you're saving for retirement, you're saving for the long term, which means that you need to set up the portfolio for the long term. We really care less in retirement planning about what the markets are necessarily doing today or doing tomorrow or even really doing next week. We really care about what the portfolio is going towards in the long run. And I think that that's an important thing to say, especially when I'm talking to my clients. We talk about that a lot, is that ultimately we want to set ourselves up well for the long term rather than just kind of worry about kind of what's happening in the market from one day to the next. If in the long term we're going the right way, then that's the way to go.
I have about 30 seconds left. What's the best advice you can give somebody who is entering investing right now in this market at this time?
I think just look for opportunities for diversification and don't necessarily go for quick wins. Go look for diversifying opportunities, and I think that's the way to go, and invest consistently.
David Peters, founder and owner of David Peters Financial Group. Sir, thank you so much for being on our show, and I love the fact that you invested in a good microphone. You sound great.